Hey guys, Tales and Terror YouTube channel here, and today we are with...
Jonathon Ashkani.
What did you play and how did you do?
I played Weather Painters at the Louisville Regional, and I got 19th place.
Alrighty, let's get into it. What did you play in your main deck?
First, we have 3 Snow. It's like the main starter for the deck. We have 3 Cloud. It's the recursion. And then we have 3 Thunder. Thunder basically lets you tag out your spells and traps. Then the Spice, we have 3 Planet Pathfinder.
And what did you play for the Planet Pathfinder search?
You mostly just want to go into one of your field spells. Like, it's the whole point.
And then it gets you started. I get it.
It gets you started. And then as far as the canvases go, we have 2 of the Snowy canvas. It's the best canvas. It lets you tag your guy out to search any of the archetype cards. And then we have 1 Rainy canvas. It lets you bounce a spell trap.
It's really good. Adventures are very good package right now to be playing.
Yeah, and it's a quick. All of the canvases give them your monsters quick effects to do this, so you can just
Play
play on your opponent's turn. Then we have 3 of the weather forecast. This card is absolutely ridiculous. It's basically like the create a card, just some fan went wild and Konami said yes.
So what does it do for you when you're going through like your regular combo lines?
So whenever you activate it, you get to do the whole magical meltdown thing where on activation, you get to just place one of your canvases from deck onto the field.
So it's like his Faithful Avenger, just plays the card straight up.
Yes. Then it gives you an additional normal summon. And it does the other thing.
Very broken card to say the least.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. It lets you link off with your spell traps, which is really important.
Which is insane because it allows you to break boards a little bit better through hand traps and...
Well, not just that, but whenever you have Cloud, the recursion one, you just link off with your spell traps, and you get to just place them back.
Did you feel like any of your main deck monsters, spells, and traps struggled to play through any hand traps today?
Yes. If you open poorly and you're relying on your Snow normal summon, which happens every now and then, a single Ash hurts.
Do you think you would change anything going forward to adjust for that, maybe?
I might play a Called by the Grave, but I'm not really sure it's needed based on the other things in the deck.
Yeah. If you end up losing one game because you're only able to open up the 1 normal summon, I guess you just have to accept that type of situation.
It's just bad luck. It happens. We have 3 Prosperity because consistency.
Card is insane.
We have 2 Puri's Map. It searches Snow, which is your starter.
So did you feel like the cost for this card was too much, or did you feel like it didn't matter because you just went off anyways?
It doesn't matter. Like, you just go off.
Fair enough. A lot of DDD players play that card. I know it's like they're play it, hope it resolves, lose if it doesn't. So
I mean, yes, but at the same time, like with the other stuff in the deck, like the goal of the deck is to just stun your opponent and just gather all these resources while you're just waiting, and your opponent can't do anything. And then once you get enough resources, you just link off your spell traps and go crazy.
Oh, that's awesome. It's like a broken card.
And then we have Terraforming, search the field spells.
Card is one, unfortunately.
Yeah, unfortunate. Then we have the Rainbow Canvas. Lets you tag out whenever your opponent controls a monster. You can banish one of your monsters and summon a different monster.
So it's another way to keep playing on your opponent's turn, essentially.
Yes. And all of the monsters come back on the following standby, so this is essentially a free body for your next turn.
Yeah, you can use that to climb and do whatever you want with links and everything on the follow-up turn if they don't crack your board too hard.
And then we have Thundery Canvas. It's a 1-0.
Good.
It's okay. It's a brick. It's a battle trap. Like, it's a battle trap. You, if you don't know, during the damage step, you can banish your guy to bounce your opponent's monster.
I think it's cute.
It's cute. Like, there's some spice with kaijus that you're able to do with it. I don't play it, but it's cute.
There.
It's there. And then Metaverse, because
that card is just broken.
Now, this is where things get a little toxic.
Okay.
3 Shifter.
That card should be banned.
Deck can play it.
You know, any deck that plays Shifter should just play it.
It's a little bit bricky, because like there were several games where I saw it like 2 and 3. But I'd rather see it than not see it because it just shuts off decks.
Oh yeah, any deck, half of the decks in the format just lose to Shifter. Sprite, Tier Element, they just get destroyed by it.
Yeah, and then the other one to go with it, DD Crow. If you don't open Shifter, gotta play Crow.
Same thing.
Same thing. Then we play Set Rotation, 2 Demise of the Land, and 3 Mystic Mine.
So, I assume we all believe this card will be banned, but until then...
Until then, I'm playing it.
I feel you. The card is nuts.
The whole idea for the strategy is you play Mystic Mine, you summon one of your guys, and you have the Snowy Canvas, and then your opponent does anything, you banish your guy off of the Snowy to get a search, and then your opponent's locked under Mystic Mine, and you just get a free advantage every turn.
Broken card.
And then Skill Drain. They all banish for cost.
Another card that says you can't play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah. And because we're playing Defend the Castle, 3 Judgments.
Why not? Open all of them.
Why not? Like, this card came in clutch. There were multiple games where they just had the out for Mystic Mine, and I was just like, no.
Did you feel like the value of maining it was worth it in games where you had to go second and you drew Judgment, or did you just accept those losses?
Absolutely. It was so good even going second because you activate your Mystic Mine and they negate it. You have something to sit on because you're not OTKing with this deck.
Yeah, you're trying to grind them into the game.
You're trying to grind them and you're just trying to out-resource them. And this is a hell of a way to do it.
Did you ever sign up Judgment like when you were getting close to time? Never?
I sided out Judgment once close to time, and it was funny because the guy misplayed. He activated Sprite Starter under Mystic Mine during the battle phase, and time was called, or we had like 10 seconds left. And he was just like, okay, declare attack with blue, and I'm like, you're under mine.
And you take damage. Too.
And you took damage. Good game.
Good game. That's unfortunate for him.
Yeah. But that's my deck.
How many cards were in your main deck?
45.
45. All right, let's start with the extra deck, and then we can go to the side deck.
Okay. All right, let's move these out of the way. The only thing that matters is 2 Rainbowed and 2 Moonbow.
So if you could explain for people who don't know what both of them do, that would be awesome.
Rainbow says that all of your monsters that it points to become Omni-Negates. And it's also a Solemn Judgment whenever your opponent tries to special summon.
So that is really, really good.
Moonbow on summon will summon a banished, one of your banished guys. And it will, you can banish your guys that it points to banish their guy on field until the standby. That effect never comes up. The only way that I really used this was to link climb into access code.
And then is the rest of your extra deck related to Prosperity, I'm assuming?
Yes and no. Like, the rest of it, 95% of it did not come up at all. We have a Topologic Zeroboros never came up. Underworld Goddess to Out the Towers never came up. Ultimate, 3 Ultimate Slayer targets. Ferrigi, Wind Pegasus, and Intus never came up. Back row removal never came up. This came up.
Really?
Yes. The guy went and I baited out his Baron, and I had 2 extra guys, so I overlay for Breaksword. And he's like, okay, and I'm like, Breaksword, pop your Baron and my back row, because this deck has a really hard time dealing with big monsters.
Yeah.
So I just popped both, because the field spell doesn't matter. Like, it does matter, but I already had another one, so it didn't matter. And then I just attacked, went and made Zeus.
That's a broken card as well.
Exactly. And then the last 2 cards are Fortune Tune, and Downer to make Zeus.
Would you change anything, like, put in a card that you feel like might get value, or do you don't think it matters?
The rest of it did not matter at all. Like, literally just the 4 cards mattered. The Zeus, the Breaksword, and then the 2 Weather Painters.
Fair enough.
That and the access code. MVP.
Yeah, because you're just link climbing because you're tagging out and they're coming back.
Exactly.
And just lethaling them the following turn.
Exactly.
Alrighty, well, let's check out the side deck.
Side deck. This is a little bit funny because most of it just didn't come up. 3 Chicken Nugget.
That card is broken.
Did not come up a single time. I did not draw it.
I feel like that card's one of the best outs to Sprite if you can play it.
I can play it. The field spell gives me a second normal. Did not draw it a single time. Cosmic for the Floodgates. Never came up. Ultimate Slayer. Didn't draw it. Harpies. I drew it once against Eldritch, but it didn't matter because I already had the evenly matched, and he scooped as soon as I played it.
It's a good card against a trap deck.
Yes. And then the last card came in clutch multiple times. 2 Curse.
So, for anyone who's newer, tell people what this card does and why it's good.
So, it's a counter trap that says no to a spell for the rest of the duel.
So, you can play this against literally anything.
You're playing Defend the Mystic Mind. They're going to side in back row hate. You're going to say no.
Now, did you ever miss playing Salesman or even test playing Salesman because you were playing the Mind?
I did not need it. No, you just don't. You rely on you having the one monster and waiting for your opponent to do something, and as soon as they do, you can just tag out. Like, it just never came up that I needed Salesman.
That's really awesome to see an older card getting played in the modern Yu-Gi-Oh, especially if it just has like extreme value, I guess.
My only regret with this deck is that I didn't play 3 of this. Like, this card is cracked. The thing is whenever you tag out off of the snowy canvas, you can search the spell to discard off of this. So this is almost always live.
That's really good too.
Yeah.
Insane. Well, do you have any shout-outs before we get to the end of the video?
Big shout-out to the Wednesday Weirdos. They know who they are. And shout-out to Will. He let me borrow the Prosperities. Shout-out to Tails and Terrors for being an awesome shop.
Well, thank you. You guys don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. This is Tails and Terrors. Peace.